Hello everyone, welcome to History and Culture. When it comes to Empress Dowager Cixi, many people associate her with the title West Empress Dowager or Old Buddha, recognizing her as one of the most powerful women in Chinese history. Although she never became an official empress, she controlled real political power and wielded authority over the court for nearly half a century. Empress Dowager Cixi did some disgraceful things. And if it hadn't been for a surviving imperial physician who later revealed them, the world might never have known about the secrets she harbored. According to some historical records, Emperor Qianlong became physically weakened and frail due to his excessive indulgence in pleasures, which led to a decline in his health and mental exhaustion. Emperor Qianlong greatly favored Cixi and knew of her talent for calligraphy. During his reign, he often dictated memorials and had her write them down, giving her the opportunity to express her own opinions. This marked the beginning of Cixi's involvement in state affairs. Public records show that Emperor Qianlong, or Eisen Joro Eisen, was the last emperor in the Qing Dynasty and in Chinese history to hold real sovereign power. He was the fourth son of the Jiaqing emperor and the Empress Dowager Shaoqin, born to the Neo-Huru clan. Emperor Qianlong was designated heir in the 26th year of the Daoguang emperor's reign, 1846, and ascended to the throne in the 30th year, 1850. After taking the throne, he became deeply involved in political affairs and tried to carry out reforms to save his faltering rule. Emperor Qianlong reigned for 11 years, passing away in the 11th year of his reign, 1861, at the young age of 31. His temple name was Wenzong, and he was buried in the Qing Imperial Mausoleum. After his death, his only son, Jiaqing, succeeded to the throne, becoming Emperor Tongzhi. When Emperor Tongzhi ascended the throne, he was only 6 years old, and the court was governed by 8 ministers, including Zai Yuan, Duan Hua, and Suzhen. Although Emperor Tongzhi was a child, his mother, Empress Dowager Cixi, was very dissatisfied with these ministers holding real power. In this context, Empress Dowager Cixi allied with Empress Dowager Xian and Prince Guangxu to launch the Xinyo coup. During the transportation of Emperor Xianfeng's coffin back to the capital, Empress Dowager Xian, Cixi, and Emperor Tongzhi arrived first. Following the advice of Prince Gong, they decided to eliminate the ministers. Ultimately, Zai Yuan, Duan Hua, and Suzhen were executed, while the other 5 were dismissed or exiled. Afterward, Empress Dowager Cixi took control of state affairs through the practice of curtains listening to state matters, and effectively held the reins of power. At the age of 26, Empress Dowager Cixi successfully took charge of the government through such a complex political struggle. According to historical scholars, during China's feudal period, men typically had the right to take multiple wives and concubines, and even the emperor's harem often consisted of thousands of beautiful women. Women, on the other hand, were expected to remain loyal and devoted to their husbands. In this unequal system, Empress Dowager Cixi was never content with an ordinary life. Her eyes were always set on the pinnacle of power. Once she became the de facto ruler, her every word and action went unchallenged. In her youth, Cixi was full of ambition and desire, unwilling to simply remain a concubine of the emperor, bound by traditional, female virtue. The more power she gained, the more her actions became flamboyant, and no one around her could restrain her behavior. After Emperor Xianfeng's death, the young Empress Dowager Cixi did not choose to remain a widow. Instead, she quickly sought out male lovers to fill the emptiness and loneliness in her heart, as well as her physical needs. She did not openly display her behavior, but rather used clever methods to conceal her actions. Whenever she attended a performance, if she encountered a man she found appealing, Cixi would invite him into the palace to serve as her entertainment companion. To avoid public attention, she arranged for a secret place to hide these men, ensuring that no one discovered her private life. Sometimes, when Cixi felt tired or bored, she would summon these men to massage her shoulders and back. If they served her attentively, she would generously reward them with gold and silver treasures. However, Cixi's moods were unpredictable, and if she was in a bad mood, the fate of these lovers would often become unstable. Cixi would secretly deal with those who displeased her, sometimes making them disappear from history. However, excessive indulgence eventually caused health problems. At one point, Cixi began to feel unwell. During meals, she would inexplicably feel nauseous, and she often experienced dizziness. She also began to sleep for longer periods of time. So, she summoned the imperial doctors to check her pulse. At first, many people believed her health issues were caused by overwork and stress from national affairs. After all, Cixi's duties were demanding, and the pressure on her was immense. But only the imperial doctors knew that her symptoms resembled those of pregnancy. The problem was that Emperor Qianlong had been dead for years, and if Cixi were pregnant, it would not only damage her authority but also harm the reputation of the entire court. This was an extremely embarrassing situation at the time. Therefore, the secret had to be kept strictly confidential. The first imperial doctor who examined her understood the situation but, in order to save his life, did not speak plainly. Instead, he explained her condition as a result of catching a cold. He prescribed medicine, hoping to help Cixi recover. However, she did not improve and grew increasingly impatient, so she had the doctor executed. The second doctor, without hesitation, bluntly stated in front of everyone that Empress Dowager Cixi was pregnant. This enraged Cixi, and in the end, the doctor also met a tragic fate. Soon after, Cixi decided to handle the matter herself and instructed her subordinates to find someone both capable of comforting her and resolving the issue. Fortunately, a man named Xue Fuchen, a skilled doctor, appeared. Through his clever handling, he helped Cixi out of her predicament. After examining Cixi, he skillfully explained that her health issues were caused by stress and exhaustion from national affairs. He prescribed some tonics and advised her to rest for a while. In reality, Xue Fuchen communicated with Cixi through subtle eye contact, gaining her trust. Although the prescription appeared to be for tonics, he had actually given her an abortion medicine, helping her resolve the pregnancy problem. After some time, Cixi's health improved. To ensure his own safety, Xue Fuchen later requested to leave the capital, citing his elderly mother in need of care. Cixi, grateful for his help, granted his request and rewarded him handsomely. Xue Fuchen returned to his hometown, set up his own medical clinic, and continued treating the people. His life was relatively peaceful, and his story ended on a positive note. However, Cixi thought this episode would remain her secret forever, only to find out later that Xue Fuchen had documented the entire incident. It wasn't until after his death that these records were discovered, and the secret of Cixi's past finally came to light. Some historians suggest that there is no conclusive evidence to prove whether Cixi was truly pregnant, and it remains unverified. However, judging by Xue Fuchen's handling of the situation, it is clear that his quick thinking and adaptability allowed him to save his life. This is the History and Culture channel. Liking and subscribing are the greatest help and support to us. Thank you everyone and see you in the next time.